So, X-Men 97. They are going to be doing the continuation of the 1992 X-Men animated series. Um, did you watch much of that when you were a kid?
Of X-Men the animated series. I didn't watch much of it. I don't think I watched any of it until I got Disney Plus, and then I started watching it. I think I'm like halfway through the first season, but I really cannot sit down and watch that show for very long without getting bored. Like I can't do it.
Me, you talk about how, in comparison to Batman the animated series, which premiered the same year, it doesn't hold up as well in terms of the animation isn't as good, and the storytelling is. You mentioned how it's very much the storytelling is. It's kind of you essentially said it was kind of old. It was like 70s
They
X-Men.
were trying to tell 90s X-Men stories, but like with the writing of like 70s X-Men comics. Meanwhile, Batman the animated series was telling Batman stories from like all over the spectrum, but with the writing of the time. And I think that's what worked a lot better for Batman versus like the Marvel animated shows in the 90s.
Also feel like something they both did differently was that Batman the animated series was a revolutionary Batman property that added to the ethos of Batman. It created the titular, not titular, why did I say titular? The iconic backstory for Mr. Freeze that did not exist before the animated series. Harley Quinn did not exist before the animated series. The animated series actively added new things to the Batman universe, whereas X-Men, the animated series, was just retreading storylines from the comics, while Batman the animated series was aiming to do something completely new with the character that ended up affecting the character even in the comics. And I feel like that definitely affects why Batman the animated series holds up so well. And me, you've talked about it 1,000 times before that they were actively trying to push the envelope of what stories could be told in a children's animated series, because everybody working on Batman the animated series was tired of making children's cartoons. I've mentioned it 1,000 times, but there's a documentary on YouTube about this, and they talk about how they just wanted to make a more mature series, and this is one of the many reasons why Batman the animated series holds up much better. So getting a modern interpretation of the '97 series will be very interesting, and I'm excited to see how they do that.